We're back for another attribute breakdown, and today is a very highly requested one. It is strength. Top and bottom ends of the spectrum, we're looking at some weak and strong boys to see who develops better over the course of their careers. That's all there is to it. Jump in, shall we? And for those of you who like the names, hopefully I don't disappoint in today's video. Here we go. We are back. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's strength. Here we go. So we've got 3 positions we're looking at today. We're looking at 2 strikers, 2 centre-backs, and 2 central midfielders. One with 20 strength, one with 1 strength. And for the central midfielders, to start things off, we've got Stephen Strength. Basic, yeah? Starters we mean to go on, basic. 20 strength, that's his attribute breakdown. He is, as it stands, 100 out of 200. They're all 100 out of 200 in terms of their current ability. And this is their hidden attribute breakdown. We've got high ambition, low loyalty. They've got good-ish hidden attributes. I would say they are on the side of pretty good and they should hit their potential. And because of the 1 loyalty and 20 ambition, they're all mercenaries. Of course they are. So there's Stephen Strength. The Italian, Daniele. Do you even lift, bro? Well, he doesn't, because he's got 1 strength. Tenuous. Frail Frank, exactly what it says on the tin. Monsieur Muscle. Muscle? Monsieur Muscle. What's that? I don't know. Monsieur Muscle, the French guy, opposing Frail Frank, the forward. The German. We got Weak William and Danny Deadlift. Danny's not really the most Italian of names, I'll give you that. But I've already used Daniele, and I couldn't think of another Italian name beginning with D. I could have Googled it, but I didn't. They're crap, aren't they, today, their names? I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who jump in and look forward to these, I have let you down today, so accept my apologies. It is what it is. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I'm losing enough sleep, as it is, with a baby. So we're going to jump through the first year just to see what clubs they go to in the first instance. And I think what we're going to do actually is let's insert the strength column while we're here, because of course we want to see if strength goes down for the big strong boys or if it comes up for the weaklings. I'm anticipating it will come up. Of course it will. In the next 3 or 4 years this will be up. If it gets up to over 10, they'll be fine. Will they progress at the same level? That's what's interesting to me. Will they progress less because they're weaker, but the stronger players will progress faster, even though the weak players will be funneling a lot of attribute points into strength, which will boost them up? The double-edged sword. But, well, we'll find out what's going to happen. Leave your predictions in the comments down below. Who's going to win the experiment? One of the strong boys, almost certainly. Danny Deadlift. That's where my money is. The Italian stallion, Danny Deadlift. He's got French second nationality. Didn't notice that. And let's go a year and see where they start their careers, shall we? Okay, we started, and we got both English players have gone to Manchester City. Stephen Strength and Weak William, and they've improved the most, probably because they've got the best facilities at Man City, haven't they? Have they been out on loan? No, they have not. Well, I say no, they have not, because I'm correct, they haven't. But Weak William was at Dorking, playing every game until he went for 4.2k. That's a steal, isn't it? Dorking, dearie me. Daniele, do you even lift, bro, has gone to Genoa. Do you know what I mean? Monsieur Muscle at OG Nice. Again, Genoa and Nice, loving it. Danny Deadlift at Torino, and Frail Frank at Kaiserslautern. Wanted by Dortmund and Bayern. Go to Dortmund. And as you can see, the top 3 is made up of Stephen Strength at the top of the pile. Weak William and Daniele, do you even lift, bro, have both moved to 3 strength and on 115 and 113 respectively. Monsieur Muscle at 109, Danny Deadlift at 108, and Frail Frank at 107. So there's not loads in it, but there's enough. There is enough. 10 attribute points from the top to the bottom, but I'm surprised these 2 have managed to make it up here. I'm thinking by the time we're hitting the 140s, 150s, I think all 3 strong players should, in theory, be pulling clear, unless the weak players have got to like 10, 11 strength, which they might be if they've already got to 3. But there's not a lot to look at. Daniele's never even played for Genoa. Monsieur Muscle, he's actually played 7 times for OG Nice, all off the bench. Danny Deadlift playing for Torino, and Frail Frank actually played for Kaiserslautern, the first team, in Bundesliga 2. He scored 3 goals in 3 starts. 7 appearances off the bench as well, so 10 games in total. He scored 1 in 2 for Kaiserslautern 2. 6 in 6 starts. That's all right, isn't it? He's had 9 starts in his career, and he scored 9 goals. Well, Frank, if he goes to Bayern, I'll be fuming. So because of this, I don't want to jump too many years in this first instance. So we're going to go through 2 more years now. We're going to go to 2025. He'll be 18, nearly turning 19. Okay, 2 years further down the line, and as you can see, we go to the current ability and we order it well. Stephen Strength at 142 and 20 strength. He's at Blackburn on loan from Manchester City, and he's just had a bloody good season. 20 goals in the Sky Bet Championship in a season where Blackburn finished 5th, missing out on the playoffs. Actually getting into the playoffs, missing out in the playoffs. Excuse me. And Frail Frank then, he has gone to Bayern Munich and the dark side. 138 current ability, 6 strength. And he went to Bayern Munich from Kaiserslautern for £5.25 million. Looking quite good. Looking quite good himself. 31 in 25 for Bayern Munich too. That is some return. Fair play to him. 9 assists as well. Absolutely ripping it up. 2 in 4 for the first team. Is he going to start playing a bit more? I'd like to think so. Week William at Norwich on loan from Manchester City. He's looking quite good. He's just played a lot in the Sky Bet Championship, and as we saw, Norwich 9th. I mean, we didn't highlight it, but we've been to the Championship, so you might have seen. I didn't. I don't remember who went up. I was even looking at the wrong season then, but they were still 9th. So, you know, consistent. He's at 138 as well with 7 strength. Daniele Di Lifbro at 137, wanted by Napoli. He's a star player for Genoa. Do you know what I mean? And he's absolutely bossed it for them this season. 7.20 in Serie B in a game, in a season where they've gone up via the playoffs. Genoa have gone up. I mean, they've... bloody hell, long way back. But they have gone up. They've been promoted. And there he is, 4th. Daniele Di Lifbro, missing out. Sandwiched in between other 7.2s of Hjalmar Ekdal and Luca Zanimacchia. Impressed at that first take of those names. And then, well, I haven't looked at this before I do this. I just record it, and if it turns out all right, it becomes a video on the channel. So these predictions that I make, they're genuine. I don't look and go, oh, this wouldn't it be funny if I got this right, or wouldn't it have got this wrong. Danny Deadlift, with Monsieur Muscle can cough for a minute. Danny Deadlift at 122. I mean, he's gone to Liverpool for £6.25 million. Didn't even notice that. Didn't even notice he was at Liverpool. 122. He's 20 points off Stephen. And the 3 weaklings, 138, 138 and 137. Monsieur Muscle at OG Nice as well, down at 123. These two have been crap. Very, very disappointing with them pair. Awful. Well, we're going to jump through 2 more years now to 2027. And can these two catch up? But my prediction for the start of Danny Deadlift being the winner of the whole thing, probably going to be the loser. Right, 2 years on, 2027. Rail Frank, 173 out of 200. 9 strength, playing for Bayern Munich, 10 goals in 21 caps for Germany. And he has developed into quite the player, hasn't he? His polygon looks good. His attributes look fantastic. Even the 9 of strength doesn't look horrific. I'd sign him. Maybe not for 120 odd million pounds. But knowing he's a 200 potential, maybe I would. Maybe I would. But 2.7 million, and he did start playing more. Off the bench a bit, but 13 goals. And again, started more games in this most recent season and still only got 13 goals. He got the 7.39 the season before where he was coming off the bench. That's interesting, isn't it? That is interesting. Nagelsmann's still in charge, and Bayern have won the German league, but Dortmund have won the most recent one by a point, by a solitary point. Oh, and they won multiple games towards the end of the season. So the last time they lost was Dortmund. If Dortmund went on an absolute tear and won the last few games of the season, they beat Bayern Munich there. Bayern Munich had loads of games after. But that's what swung it for them. That's what won them the league, beating Bayern Munich. Fair play, Dortmund. Go on, lads. Donny van der Beek is the captain. And Yusufa Moukoko is filthy as usual. What a player he's turned into. He was great on my beta save. Anyway, Stephen Lifbro, Daniele has gone to Newcastle and he went for £29.5 million. Only just as well. He's literally just gone 2 days ago. Barely even touched down in the Toon. Had a quick sausage roll on his way from the airport. Got buying Greg's. They did get promoted, as we saw, and he had a couple of seasons and he stayed in Serie A. He stayed up in Serie A and he's now gone. He's now gone. Stephen's strength is wanting to leave to get in the national setup. He's gone to 151 and dropped to 19 strength. He's not filled out as much as you'd hope. His polygon looks a bit meh. 3 caps for England, though. He is playing for City, but a lot of them are off the bench. So hopefully they let him leave. 28 million to 85 million. What? Someone comes in for about 30, 40 million? He's been retrained as well. He's been retrained as a striker, even though he could play in the other central midfielder position. I don't know why he's been retrained as a striker, but he has. Week William at Man City is now fickle. He's kicked on as well. He's at 149 with 9 as his strength attribute. Danny Deadlift still at Liverpool and has finally started to move up the table a bit. He's at 135 and Monsieur Muscle is at 133. So he's at OG Nice and he's playing, he's on the bench and he's coming on off the bench quite a lot. Danny Deadlift for Liverpool. He went to Schalke on loan, played all season, and then last season, 3 starts, 3 off the bench. Not good enough in my opinion. Man City won the league the last 2 years in a row, which means Stevens won the league because he's definitely played enough. Fair play, Stephen. Hopefully him and William manage to leave. Hopefully they leave Man City. But as it stands, it's the weaklings that are absolutely dominating. If you're looking for young players and they're wonder kids and whatever, and they're really weak, and you think maybe, but they're a bit weak, well, look at this. The players that are stronger have developed. I mean, look at that. 133. I won't put him in your team. Never mind mine. You compare him to Frail Frank. We're literally going to compare the 2 strikers. The only bit of the polygon that gets out is Monsieur Muscle with physical. And that's because he's got 20 strength. Even then, it's negligible. Look at this. You drive a bus through that. You could evacuate a hotel out into this. The amount of space there. This is unbelievable. Frail Frank has certainly done the business. Absolutely bossing it. Anyway, on we move. Let's go to 2030, 3 more years. Frank will be at 200. Hopefully other players will kick on as well. So let's move 3 years. And there you go. Look, they've all managed to move into the teens for their strength. You've actually got Stephen's strength who's ahead of Weak Williams still just by 1 attribute point. 20 to 12 in strength. Monsieur Muscle has actually overtaken Danny Deadlift. He's now at 163. Still at OG Nice. He wants to leave. He's wanted by a lot of teams, and he's transfer listed by request for £81 million. We'll start with Monsieur Muscle, shall we? Kicked on a bit. He's actually all right. 7 goals in 7 caps for France. He's been playing a lot for Nice. Nice have done it. God, PSG have been dethroned. Danny Deadlift. My pick at the start to win the experiment. Yes, about that. That wasn't great, was it? No, it was not. Brilliant. He has been capped for Italy, though, somehow. Barely played for Liverpool in like 6 years. 321 caps. Got the potential. The Weak Williams still at Man City, and he's kicked on a lot, and he's actually playing quite a bit for Man City as well. 50% of their games. In the last 3 years, he's played a lot more. And Stephen's strength, you'd think he'd want to be playing a bit more, and he is. Not really, actually. He's coming on for the bench a lot. 7 goals in 19 caps for England. That's a really good return for a midfielder, but I don't think he's playing midfield, is he? Internationally, playing as a striker. Daniele has moved to 13 strength, and he's at 191, and what a player. What a player indeed. Phenomenal. Unbelievable. Look at that. Sign him up. You would pay £200 million for a player like that. I would anyway. I love those kind of polygons. So well-rounded. Just look at him. He's quick. His physicals are off the charts. Even his strength's got to 13, as I said. He is a world-class midfielder. Yes, he bloody is. 25 caps for Italy, 7 goals. And he's done pretty well for Newcastle. Sadly, they haven't won the league. And Frail Frank is wanted by Liverpool, Man City and Manchester United. He's at Bayern Munich. He's got 32 and 55 for Germany. I mean, 200 out of 200. His polygon is insane. His career stats, he's got 24 in 27, 20 in 30, 27 in 34. I mean, need we say more? Absolutely ripping it up. And Bayern Munich have won the league for the last 3 years in a row. And Players Player of the Year, he won it, although he wasn't in the top 3 as Jamie Bino-Gittins won it in the most recent season. Kvaratskhelia won it the season before. You've got Udrago, Almada, Jeremy Pino, Romeo Lavia. You've got a couple of regens in there as well. There you go. Frail Frank has absolutely done the business and got to 200 first. We're at 23. I'm going to jump 3 more years, so the 26. I'm wondering who's going to make it. Danny Deadlift? Not a hope. Monsieur Muscle? I don't think so. Weak William and Stephen Strength, outside chance. Daniele, 100%. So on we move. Right, we've moved through and well. Isn't that weird? So no one else has made it, but Daniele's got to 199, which is effectively making it because there'll be some attributes that can't improve because he would go over that threshold. So sometimes players do get locked at 199. It happens. It can happen. Wanted by Bayern. Frank's wanted by Chelsea and United. William still at City. Stephen Strength still at City. 197 and 196 respectively. But the top 3 are the weaklings, even though they're not weak anymore. Monsieur Muscle's got to 188 and he's at United. Wanted by Chelsea and Bayern. Danny Deadlift is wanted by Juventus. He's made his way to 150 still at Liverpool. So let's have a look at Danny Deadlift then. What is there to look at? Still never been capped by Italy. Capped at under 23 level. Monsieur Muscle at United. Moved for £100 million. And he's done okay. Newcastle have won the league the other season, which means Daniele's won a league title. Man City, you've got Steven Strength. 39.54 for him. He's looking fantastic. William, again. Oh, love defenders at this height, like with this ability. This level of covenant ability, defenders look amazing. So good. 63 caps for England. Unbelievable. Daniele still at Newcastle, as we said. He won the league in the season before last, getting a 7.57. And is it worth looking at award winners? It was Phil Foden. And in terms of Freo Frank, he's still at Bayern Munich. 57 in 95 for Germany. Ripping it up in the Bundesliga, and Leipzig have snuck one, but Bayern have won 2 of the other 3 that we've seen. In terms of Champions Leagues, Jurgen Klopp's in charge of Bayern. Missed that. Bayern have won a couple of Champions Leagues. So have City. City have won a Champions League here, which means our boys, Steven Strength, won the Champions League, as did Wheat William. Fair play to him. So, at the risk of this rumbling on, and he probably has rumbled on already up to this point. So, who's going to make it to 200? Let's go to 29, because they shouldn't be declining by then. 3 more years. So, we have moved to their 29 years old, and they're all basically there. Weak William at 199, Steven Strength at 198, Monsieur Muscle at 192. Wanted by Bayern, wants to leave to play in the Champions League. United aren't doing very well. Danny Deadlift has moved to Arsenal, and that's it. So he moved for £61 million. I know what feel Arsenal have been done there. Although he was playing quite a lot for Liverpool. Why? Liverpool have won the title the last couple of years. Kane Fuller Love, top goal scorer most recent season for West Ham, 22. Steven Strength, second top goal scorer for Man City. He's been playing as a striker. I can see why. Very good. But the strength, just the anticipation, he's box to box midfielder. I don't know. He's got good attributes for a striker. So off the ball 19, composure. Yeah, I can see why they're playing him as a striker. You do you, Man City. You do you. And as we saw, it's the last 3 years, City and Liverpool twice. There's the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich have lost the most recent one, but they won the other 2. Freo Frank's still there. 82 and 128 for Germany. Danny Deadlift has actually got 2 goals in 7 caps for Italy. And I don't know why he's playing. He's crap. But they're all about to start declining. And to be honest with you, I'm not surprised. So are they going to start declining? We're not going to stop in at 31. We're going to look in at 31 and then go to the end. So Daniele has made it to 200 for Newcastle. Steven Strength is at 200 as well, as is Freo Frank. William at 199. Monsieur Muscle at 192. Danny Deadlift at 152. He's actually moved to Inter Milan. Arsenal taking a huge loss. And that's it. There's nobody else who's moved. Some of them are model professionals and some of them professionals. Interesting. A lot of attribute changes going down, it seems. And Steven Strength has got 90 in 108 for England. Just noticed that. Yeah. Doesn't score loads for City, although he has done the last couple of years. Wow. And they've won the league they've won the league both times, and he's been top of the pile. Fair play. Kane Fullerlove absolutely ripping it up. Rubbish in the start of his career. Barely got a goal. And then we've just come in and we've seen him scoring 24 league goals? Very good. What's your obsession with Kane Fullerlove, a new gen? I hear everyone asking. Because we had a Kane Fullerlove with Oldham days on the channel that had an abrupt ending. Will it come back for FM24 in the Boss Portable save thing? Yeah, probably for the beta, butter. Not butter, is it? Right, end of the careers. Let's go. What am I on about? Right, end of the careers. Let's go and conclude. This is insane. So all 6 are here, but the next season, they're all gone. They're all gone. Stayed at Man City for his entire career and he's got 17 strength. He's ended his career on. So he's dropped his strength a bit. 290 goals in 595 appearances. Man City have won a couple more Premier Leagues in that time. West Ham have won one. West Ham always seem to do well, don't they? And they've won a Champions League. Can't believe it. As of Man City. Bayern Munich also up there winning Champions Leagues. So Vinny Comp's done very well. So Steven Strength at Man City. William also stayed there for his entire career. Still really high in terms of ability. Not dropped off loads. Daniele Jayhuahua at 175 had gone to Juventus from Newcastle for £19 million. Mature Muscle stayed at Man United and is what it is. Freo Frank still at Bayern Munich, an absolute club legend. You would anticipate 370 goals for them. What an absolute superstar. 20 finishing. He's ended his career on with 20 composure. Give that man the ball. Danny Deadlift, I mean, we don't know where he got to. I mean, he's at 140 now. He's so off the pace. So he has hands down been the worst of all the players. And I said he'd be the best. But the reason I said he'd be the best is because I thought the strong boys would improve much quicker because they'd be strong, and that's a great attribute in Football Manager. Turns out that the players that weren't strong improved a lot more. Now, you might say they had better attributes all round, and they improved quicker because they were improving them as well as strength, which added a load of attribute points to them. And you might be right. However, the strong players, they were still pretty decent, and they did still improve at a decent rate. Stephen's strength, for example, was still improving. So it wasn't like it was a complete disparity, but the weaker players improved at a faster rate and better. And as you can see at the end here, I mean, it's not, they've depreciated somewhat, but the strongest player was miles off the pace. And the weakest and the best player to begin with was Frail Frank. He got to 200 way before anyone else, which is really impressive. So is strength a really important attribute of Football Manager? I mean, I still think it is, but when you get a wonder kid in, it's not, is it? So if you've got a player with like 4, 5, 6 strength, think of this video. So I hope you've enjoyed yourself today, gang. I hope you've taken something away from this. Hope you find it informative and entertaining, or at least one of them. I'll take one, I'll take both. Slag me off in the comments about the names of these players, please. I feel I've let you down on these ones. And any names that you would have put forward, let me know in the comments so I can feel even worse about myself, and you can rub it in at your creative prowess. Do drop a like on the video though, and as I say, comment down below. But any other ideas for other experiments you want to see, let me know. I'm pretty stacked with experiments, and some are already spilling into FM24 plans for, so it's going to be FM24 in these suggestions. But do let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, other than that, just take good care of yourselves, gang. Also, yeah, watch this video and stay on the channel. Watch the ads. Give me that ad rev. Subscribe as well if you haven't already. Yeah, if you got to this point of the video, right at the last few seconds, and you've not subscribed, you've either lost the remote or there's something wrong with you. Take care, gang. See you soon.